Good to go, so I'm going to start it right now. Going.
Alright. So GLHF for both players. We're gonna start this game in a second.
Yep. So it's going to be Zelnaga Caverns, one of the fan maps again. So we'll see what Yax spawns with. I've never seen Yax play before, but this should be interesting. Random players have to have 9 matchups in their pocket, so that's pretty cool stuff. So it's going to be Zerg from HGHx. Yeah. Do you know anything about Yax? Shall you give Yax an intro, Wawa?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him an intro right now. I'm just setting up the overlay for a Protoss player because there's actually no overlay for a random player. So anyway, here we go. We have MskiYax responding as the pink Protoss. So he is a member of Mineski. He's a very solid player, especially in the local scene, and he actually competed in the IEM C qualifiers recently, and he reached up to top 16. But he unfortunately was defeated by Mr. Oxygen that you guys saw a while ago, which is a very solid player indeed. So yeah, and recently top performances. Locally he has been always in the top 4 in the major tournaments, where at least 256 players were participating, and yeah, he's always in the top 4. So yeah, he's a very consistent player indeed. And a little bit of background for HGHx, Mr. Meza. How do we say his name?
HGHx. I just call him H because HGHx is so difficult to pronounce. You can't really pronounce, as in it's not really spelling out a word. It's not like hooks or how else you. Yeah, it's just weird. But I know him as Justin because he's a Singaporean player and he works at a LAN shop, I think, and he might be a manager, sort of like Red Archon. So he's a Zerg player, pretty consistent Zerg player. And like you said, he just reached Master League recently and he's top 200. Trying to get a snipe off on the probe there, getting a bit distracted. But, the probe is gonna scoot off safely.
Can survive.
So yeah, so yes, H is a LAN shop guy. He plays and owns. No, not sure if he owns a LAN shop or works in one, but yeah, he sponsors local tournaments as well. Awesome bloke, pretty young guy, so strong young talent for Singapore there. And I think he's won some stuff. I think he won money off some tournaments before. I'm not too sure offhand, but I'm pretty sure he has. So yeah, this is HGHx. He's been a Zerg player since Nation Wars 1. He's taken a couple of games for Singapore. So he's a veteran of sorts. So yeah.
Yeah, obviously he has played a lot of games already in tournaments and ladders as well. So yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone, or hopefully everyone's already familiar with HGHx, as we do see him a lot in the ladder. And yes, indeed, that's pretty much it. I'm still confused as to how am I gonna say in his name, especially when there's like a battle happening right now.
Yeah. I'll just call him H, man. I've casted his game since Nation Wars 1, and after the first 2 games I decided I'm just gonna call him H because it sounds cool that way and it's short. Because HGHx in the middle of Bell is a tongue twister. I gotta give you that. So yeah.
Very, very big tongue twister indeed. So yes, both players right now very much going for typical openings right here. 21 hatchery, and just the queen just popped out, and looking at the base of Yax is just basically walling off. This is a basic wall off right here. And what's the interesting part is what happens after this, if he's gonna go for mass gateways, or if he's gonna go for 2 gateways to a robo, which we usually see actually. And here we go, we're gonna see the usual harassment right here by those Zerglings, where they're gonna be forced defended away by that one stalker.
Yep, and Yax managed to boost out a stalker pretty early. I didn't catch the timing on the gateway, but what if I just watched a series of Moonglade against Hut. I think for the first game, Moonglade went for like a 12 pool or 13 pool. I'm not too sure about the timing on the pool, but he managed to push down the gateway because Hut is known to go for a pretty late gateway, and so they get a pretty late stalker, and he managed to just bust the gateway down, but H not really having a chance to do that there.
Yeah, Moonglade has one of the weirdest openings as well. Like I have to say, like whenever I see him play, it's always something different. Whenever I see him play, like his strategy is always different. His opening is always different actually. Or I'm not sure though, because maybe you see him a lot. Well, you see him a lot or play a lot. I'm not sure if he does the same build or I don't know, same opening.
Well, he knows the openings pretty well for everything. So, and he's pretty interesting. I think what he did was a 12 pool that was first seen pretty commonly on the C server by this player from Engine called Soft. Engine Soft is now, no, he's not called Engine Soft. previously used to be called Soft. He's Engine Master. I think he won a community open against all the Protosses, basically going for, I think, 12 gas and 11 pool or something, and just going mass Zerglings and just killing the whole Protoss front with mass Zerglings. That was pretty interesting. So
Wow.
yeah, I think Moonglade took the lesson from that. I'm pretty sure Moonglade knows the strategy, so he did it on Hug in the opening game of the Moonglade versus Hug series, which you can watch. I think Kelly casted that, and I think HG Starcraft casted that as well. So if you guys are interested, just the first game on Zelnaga Caverns even,
First game,
it was of Moonglade versus Hug, same thing. So you should watch that. That's really good stuff. But
I think that was the invitational, I think, or that was the Liquid Hug versus C players, top C.
Yeah, so that was best of 5, I think, which I'm not going to spoil the result for you, but I will tell you it came down to a 3-2 final score. You just have to find out which way. So yeah, it did go down to the wire, and it was good stuff.
Oh wait, Husky Starcraft did cast that too. I think I saw him cast that.
Yeah,
I think
including the red games, but you should support the local people.
Support the local people. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Kelly casted that. I think some of the games were casted with Phoenix, HD Phoenix.
Oh, I see. So let's go back to the game right now. There's a lot of harassment going on right here. HGHx going for a very, very huge harassment. Was he a Zerg from this start? I think you remember him as a Protoss.
He was a Zerg right from the start.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
But, well, Yax has gotten some DTs out, but H is gonna be in trouble.
Wow, DTs are so good right now. But then again, it's...
Go
ahead. Overseer
One Overseer has popped out, so yeah.
Needs to run away now. Oh, where is he? Yes, indeed. Wow, good spread right here actually by those two High Templars, or those Dark Templars actually. And every drone right here is in the main base, so everyone's just scrambling to get some minerals right now. And Zerglings are about to pop out as well. So he's going for Hydra build here. Group spines are being researched already as well. How many harass? Oh my god, this expansion right here is about to go down. Wow, this is not looking good right now for HGHx. That expansion did go down. Good job right there by that Dark Templar, already with 4 kills, a Disciple. Very, very nice job. So I think that was a big mistake right there by HGHx, only making one Overseer for both bases. So yeah, that was not a good idea right there. And this one High Templar or Dark Templar is still alive at the corner of his base. Wow, very, very good job right here. So right now HGHx is a little bit behind in terms of economy. Research stat, we have 58 over 44 in favor of MskiYax, and harvester wise 33 over 38 in favor still of MskiYax. And especially right now he is in the lead because he does have one base higher right now, and a spore crawl is being built right here between the mineral line and the hatchery to prevent any more of those high temp or dark templar harassments. As we're gonna see a very, very solid wall right here by MskiYax. This is gonna prevent any Zergling run by, or that's gonna help reduce any Zergling run bys. Then again, Roaches can just easily destroy that, as Roaches with their 4 range right now cannot be reached by some of those photon cannons. And pause is being requested. There you go.
Yep, so just to recap on the game, I think H is spawning in the southwest corner versus a random player, MskiYax, and he rolled Protoss. So with he went for an expansion, but with the expansion he did some pretty quick tech up with some nice force field action with a cannon out in front just now. So with some nice force fields and a couple of zealots, managed to hold off a pretty big Zergling force. And so H was already on the back foot. He didn't really have that many drones going, and unfortunately the 2 DTs really messed up his play. So right now he's trying to get his front nexus back out again, and yeah, we're going to resume the game just about now.
Alright, here we go. So we are back in the game, ladies and gentlemen, and right now I think I would say that MskiYax is in the lead right now, as there's only Zerglings in the army composition, and also the hatchery is down. So yes, indeed. So maybe he can just go straight into a bigger lead and not really commit to a push anytime soon, as there are some High Templars also on the field as well, for defense most likely. And you don't see any really threatening army composition right now in the base of Yax. Like, there's nothing really to push out with, I guess.
Yeah, he's going for Psystorms. I think Psystorm research is already done. He's going for Kadar in Amulet. So it's a pretty straight tech up the Templar path. And H is trying to consolidate forces. I'm not too sure what H is up to. He's gonna... Oh, there's another DT here, but that's wiped out by Zerglings. But H is in pretty bad shape because he's only now at 37 harvesters for a Zerg, and he's on the same number of bases as a Protoss player.
Yes, pretty bad indeed. So we have a lot of sentries here also as well with the Zealots, and yes, High Templars indeed gonna do those majority of the damage, I guess, if ever those Firestorms ever found their mark. And some of those Dark Templars are just patrolling right now the whole map, the middle of the map, and some of the in the back door as well. One probe is patrolling. So that's a pretty much a good scouting area right there for MskiYax, keeping an eye on almost everything and preventing any cheese or any harassment to come by.
Yep, Yax trying to take down the gold expansion, Rocks, so he's going to have another expansion. Protosses really like to take this gold expansion because whatever way you approach it, you can use force use to alter the terrain, and it can become a Protoss advantage to fight in a natural choke against Zerg, I guess. But this army, do you see H coming back from this? Because I don't really think so.
He can actually try, but then yeah, there's a lot of roaches here to defend, and that's actually, I think this can actually hold on. But then again, those Psystorms are finding their mark. Good Psystorms, 4 Psystorms hitting all those roaches. Wow, those roaches are simply red and orange right now, so pretty much all of them are gonna die very, very quickly. Then again, there's basically not really that much army right here for MskiYax. Only a handful of Stalkers right here. And then those roaches are still doing so much damage. They're on the red. They can't get killed though. Wow, good job right here by HGH, keeping those roaches alive as long as they can. Again, this Archon is doing so much damage, and the Archon did pop. So good job right here by Yax, keep with that harassment. And it's actually just going for the gold expansion right now. So right now it is looking so bad right now for HGHx. We're gonna be behind by 1 base as a Zerg player.
Yep, and unfortunately overzealous with the pushing out of the roaches off creep has cost him his next round of roaches. But he's got 1 DT here trying to wreak havoc in the drone line, so more mining time wasted there.
Yes, indeed. These Stalkers are gonna just focus fire on that hatchery again, I would assume, and that's gonna just completely destroy the heart of HGHx from continuing on. And here we go, some blinking happening right now, but then again, there's nothing really to counter off this army right now. No roaches thus far. Only 6 roaches are coming out very, very shortly though. Then again, it's not gonna be enough. And GG for HGHx.